and welcome to our class today. I'm Rachel from Yoga Mara and we're delighted to have you virtually join us. So we're going to begin in a cross-legged position in the middle of your mat. So coming to the front edge of your sit bones. Just find that nice easy pose. If this is uncomfortable, you can bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly, sitting up nice and tall, or even if you prefer to lie down, please do so. We'll be spending just a couple of moments here finding some stillness, some grounding for a nice bit of mindfulness before we begin our class. I will be using a block for this sequence, and if you don't have a block, you can get maybe a hardback book at home if you have one, or whatever, maybe just to give you that bit of support and height, something you can lean on if you wish. And don't worry, if you don't have anything that resembles a block, we can just make do without one, so don't panic. When you're ready, relaxing here nice and comfortably, you can rest the palms on your lap and just taking a deep inhale here as you roll the shoulders up to the ears. As you exhale, loop the shoulders down the spine, really opening up the chest, broadening through the collarbone here, and gently flipping the palms to face the sky, relaxing the hands on the lap. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, and if it's comfortable, you can begin to close your eyelids here, just taking the focus and the attention inwards now. Really just using this time to check in with yourself and notice how you're feeling today. Notice any sensations you may be experiencing in the body, any physical sensations, any tightness, any tension in any particular area in the body. And just sending the breath to that area now, working its way through any blockages you may be holding on to. Becoming aware of the surface beneath you and the different points of contact your body is making with the floor. And in your own time, gently bring the awareness to the breath. Without changing your breath in any way, just simply observe it. Allowing the breath to come all the way into the base of the belly, filling yourself up with whatever it is you need for today. And as you exhale, letting go of what no longer serves you, what may be holding you back. So this observation of how we're feeling today, this awareness and attentiveness of our breath, and a focus on what we want, what intention we have for ourselves, helps us to move through each pose with intention and integrity. So in this moment, I'll invite you to set your own personal intention for your class today. Whatever may be important for you, whatever resonates with you in this moment. And just mentally saying to yourself now, I am, finishing off that statement with whatever word resonates with you, whatever you need to hear right now. Something you may be working towards for yourself, or maybe it's an intention you wish to send out to somebody in need of your love and compassion today. Taking this in now, asking for whatever it is you need, whether it's patience, grounding, love, acceptance, healing, whatever it may be. Saying this mentally now and carrying it with you through the rest of your week ahead. Drawing those shoulders away from the ears, really open up the heart here. Allow yourself this time to drink in this feeling, this energy, this intention. And in your own time, slowly beginning to open the eyes here with a soft gaze as you come back to the body, Gently inviting some movement through the fingers and the toes. And when you're ready, relaxing the hands either side of the hips. From here, we're just going to warm up the side body. So just walking the right hand out to the right hand side. Press down on that right palm. Take an inhale as you draw left arm all the way up towards the sky. Find length through the fingertips. As you exhale, we're going to bend into that right elbow and start to reach all the way over that left hand to the right hand side. And really rotate that heart and chest up towards the sky. Slight bend in that left elbow, create space between the shoulders and the ears. And on your next exhale, really coming into that nice deep stretch. Pressing down into that left sit bone, open up the chest and feel that beautiful lateral stretch. Inhale, draw that left arm up. Find length, and as you exhale, float it down. Pressing down on that left palm, inhale as you reach all the way up through the right fingertips. Find length. As you exhale, bending into left elbow and reach all the way over with those right fingertips. Slight bend in that right elbow. Lift the gaze, lift the heart. As you exhale, move into that lovely stretch a little bit deeper. Pressing into both sit bones. Give me one more breath here. Well done. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. And this time moving a little bit more fluidly into each stretch. As you exhale, bend into that elbow. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, moving into the opposite side. So really tune into your own breath here. Allow the breath to guide the movement. And if you feel a little bit tighter on one side than the other, feel free to hold that stretch on that side for a little longer. Let's go for one more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Reach and exhale. Inhale, reach up and exhale. Just float that hand down. Take both hands over the knees. And here we're going to really open up the spine. So a variation of our cat-cow pose. As you inhale, you're going to draw those palms all the way up onto the tops of the thighs. Open up the chest and really loop the shoulders back. Take the gaze up to the sky. As you exhale, we're going to slide those hands all the way down towards the shins as we really draw that navel in towards the spine. Broaden through the shoulder blades, take the chin to the chest, create that lovely curve in the spine. Inhale, draw the palms back, open up the chest. Exhale, round the spine, take the hands to the shins and take the elbows out. Inhale, open up the heart. And as you exhale, round the spine, draw that navel in, tuck tailbone in. Let's go for one more inhale. And as you exhale, round. On your next inhale, slowly stacking the vertebrae and coming all the way up. Crown of the head up last. And relax the hands in front of the legs here. Take a nice deep inhale, find length. As you exhale, we're just going to walk the hands out slightly in front. Just feeling this nice deep hip opener here and inner thigh stretch. So maybe just holding it here for today if you feel a stretch, making sure you feel nice and grounded and stable through the sit bones and the hips. Option to take it a little bit deeper if you have the space to do so, please go for it. And really extend those arms, pressing down on the forearms and start to drop the gaze downward. So relax the head down and just let it hang heavy here. Option to add some movement into this as you sway from side to side, feeling that nice even distribution of weight in through the sit bones. And eventually coming to a still pose, taking 2 deep cycles of breath here. So you want to be able to come to a position where you can hold these nice, smooth, even breaths. One more deep inhale here into the base of the belly. Exhale, side out, let it go. Good job. Inhale as you slowly start to walk the hands back towards the body and stack the vertebrae up one at a time. And crown of the head coming up last. Gentle shoulder roll here. Good job. And from here, we're going to roll up onto the knees and the hands, finding a tabletop position, coming onto all fours here. So hands are in line with shoulders, knees are in line with hips, pressing palms into the earth. Take the knees out nice and wide. Bring the big toes to touch. So you want to bring your knees about as wide as the mat, as either edge of the mat. And if that's uncomfortable, just making sure that those knees come wider than the hips. When you're ready, start to draw those sit bones back towards the heels. Walking the hands out towards the top of your mat. Take a deep inhale, find length through the crown of the head. As you exhale, allow the heart to melt into the floor. Take the forehead to the mat. Relax the forearms down in a nice resting child's pose here. So a nice passive child's pose. And just melting the body into the floor. Maybe shaking the head out. No, massage the forehead out. And again, just letting go and releasing any tension, any stress you may be holding on to right now. From your week thus far, from your Monday thus far, whatever may be holding you back, letting this go now, whatever worries you may have, just leaving them at the door for this class. And just coming back to the breath. Each time you notice the mind wandering. That grounding force taking you back to the present moment. Any stage throughout your class today, if you wish to take this pose, please know it's available to you whenever you need it. So if any pose is too much for you, if you feel any discomfort whatsoever, please take a child's pose. On your next inhale, lift the gaze. And slowly we're going to keep the knees where they are, keep big toes to touch. Start to wave the body forward, taking palms underneath shoulders. From here, we're going to drop the pubic bone down towards the mat. Big toes stay to touch and start to draw those heels towards the glutes. Loop the shoulders back as we open up through the front body here. Exhale, start to send those sit bones back towards the heels. Find child's pose. Inhale, wave the body forward. This time, start to draw the knees in slightly so that they're stacked underneath the hips. Feet are untucked. And slowly start to tilt the hips forward. Bend the elbow and start to lower chest, chin, and eventually the whole body comes down onto the floor. I'm just going to set my block to one side. And I want you to take the forearms to the mat. So your elbows should be in line with your shoulders. Palms face down. And feet are untucked here and pressing down into the pubic bone into the mat. Take an inhale as you press into the forearms and start to lift the gaze up. So pressing down into the forearms and the palms, moving into our Sphinx pose. A lovely gentle back bend here. Lovely one for the lower back. Relax the legs. This is a passive pose. But if you wish, if you do have any lower back pain, you can contract and relax the muscles in the glutes and the legs as you find this pose. On an exhale, slowly lowering the body down, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Press against the palms. Keep the knees where they are. We're just going to move into a variation of child's pose. Sink the hips back. Take the forehead to the mat. Inhale, wave the body forward, taking hands underneath shoulders. And again, this time, hugging the elbows in towards the rib cage, chest, chin, and the whole body comes down. Taking the hands underneath the shoulders this time, and really tuck those elbows in towards the side body. Take a deep inhale as you peel the chest up, finding your cobra pose. So loop the shoulders down away from the ears, nice back bend here. Option to come a little lower if you wish, if the lower back is quite tight, otherwise we're here. And on an exhale, slowly lower the chest down. Keep the hands underneath shoulders, press against the palms, and take the hips back. Find your variation of child's pose. Relax the forehead down and breathe. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely, shaking the forehead out if you wish. On your next inhale, slowly wave the body forward, taking hands underneath shoulders, hug elbows in, chest, chin, and eventually the whole body comes down onto the floor. This time we're going to slide those hands all the way back to the midline of the body, midline of the rib cage. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale as you press against the palms and start to extend those arms so much so that you come off the hips and thighs. Feet are untucked, and we're going to lift the chest and heart. Take the gaze in front or all the way up to the sky, finding your upward facing dog. So here your wrists should be in line with shoulders, hips and thighs and knees hover over the mat, and really loop those shoulders back. Beautiful. On an exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under. And from here, we're going to start to lift those hips all the way up to the sky, moving into our downward facing dog. Let the head hang heavy, and as you exhale, start to draw the heels down towards the earth. As you bend and extend opposite legs, pedaling the feet out here in your downward facing dog. So really just taking your time with this one, especially the first one of the class. You'll notice the calves and hamstrings will be quite tight. So just moving into this one nice and gently and making sure you're bringing that movement into the pose throughout. So here you're an upside down V shape, so the tailbone is high to the sky. And as you exhale, you're drawing those heels closer to the earth. Your head hangs heavy in between your two arms. Your gaze is at the gap in between your two legs, and your fingers are nice and spread apart, relieve any pressure from the wrists. Nice gap in between the thumb and index finger. And in your own time, slowly start to come to a still down dog. So drawing heels to the earth. Option to take a nice soft bend in those knees as you melt the chest in towards the thigh bone. Especially if the hamstrings are tight, don't be afraid to take a bend in the knees. Otherwise, we're drawing heels and extending the legs here. Coming high up on those tippy toes as you inhale, we're going to start to tip forward as you wave the body forward, as if you're coming into a plank. As you exhale, we're going to sink those heels back, finding downward facing dog once more. Inhale, come high up on the tippy toes, wave forward, tip forward. And as you exhale, draw the heels back, nice and gently here. Good job. On your next inhale, come high up on the tippy toes. This time we're going to walk the feet up to meet the hands, nice and gently. Slowly coming all the way up to the top of your mat. And take those feet hip-width distance apart. Sending the weight into the front of the feet here. Option to take a nice generous bend in those knees and relax the head and arms. Let them hang heavy here. Taking opposite elbows with each hand as you find your ragdoll pose. So here we're going to add a gentle sway through the torso, the upper body, while we stay nice and stable through the lower body here, from the waist down, the hips down I should say. And just gently rocking from side to side. This is a lovely one to massage the lower back out here, relieving any tension in that area. Allowing gravity to do the work here, really weighing the head and the arms down. So you find that lovely lengthening through the waist and rib cage. In your own time, slowly coming to a still ragdoll. As you exhale, release the hands. Plant them down onto the mat, or just above the mat if you have less flexibility in that area, don't worry. Taking the hands around the shins, ankles, or more advanced, you can take your two-piece fingers around your big toes. Start to draw those elbows out if your hands are fingers around the big toes, and as you exhale, start to really draw the chest towards thighs. Options to count around the ankles here as you really start to melt chest in towards thighs. Finding your Uttanasana or your forward fold. Take an inhale as you slide hands up onto shins. Loop the shoulders back, lift the chest, take the gaze to the floor, halfway lift or Uttanasana. Exhale as you lower, finding your forward folds. Inhale, draw the arms out, coming all the way up, taking the hands together in prayer. Thumbs, gazes to the thumbs, and this is your upward salute, drawing hands to heart center, finding Tadasana. And just taking a moment here, connecting with your own breath. And of course, drawing your awareness back to that intention you set for yourself at the beginning of your practice. When you're ready, moving into our Surya Namaskara A series, take an inhale as you draw arms all the way up overhead. Exhale as we swan dive, take the arms out and fold. Chest comes towards thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway as you slide hands up onto shins, lead the shoulders back. Exhale as you fold, press down on the palms. Step right foot back, step left foot back, find a plank pose here. So hands or wrists are in line with shoulders, soft bend in the elbow, hips are nice and low here, draw that navel in and lift those ribs together. Drop the knees down onto the mat, flatten through the tops of the feet. Hug elbows in and lower chest, chin, and eventually whole body comes down onto the floor. Hug those elbows in, press down in the palms, inhale as you peel the chest up, find your cobra pose. Exhale to lower, tucking toes under, press away from the earth as you come onto the knees. And slowly take those hips back towards the heels. And inhale as you lift the tailbone high, exhale, plug the heels, find your downward facing dog, pedal it out, well done. Round one of Surya Namaskara A, our sun salutation, nice and slow. We'll take 2 more rounds. We'll pick up the pace slightly, but please go at your own pace. If you feel you wish to go slower or faster than me, by all means do. On your next inhale, come high up on those tippy toes and slowly begin to walk the feet up to meet the hands. All the way up to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Take an inhale as you lift halfway. Slide hands up onto shins. Exhale as you fold, chest comes to thighs. Inhale, root to rise. Take the arms out and all the way up. Bring the palms together to touch. Take the gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Tadasana. Take a moment here to connect with your breath. And when you're ready, on an inhale, moving into round two. Soft bend in the knees as you draw those arms up. Exhale as we fold. Chest comes to thighs. Uttanasana. Forward folds. Inhale, slide palms up onto shins. Halfway lift. Loop shoulders back. Exhale as we fold. Pressing down the palms. Step right foot back. Step left foot back. Option to jump the feet back here if you're more advanced. Please go for it. I'm going to take it nice and easy this evening. Dropping the knees down, flatten through the feet, hug elbows in, slowly lower chest, chin, and eventually the whole body down. Inhale, peel the chest up, find cobra, making sure our shoulders aren't up towards the ears, they're nice and relaxed. Exhale to lower, tucking toes under, option to come onto the knees or press yourself up into a plank pose, and from here moving into your downward facing dog. Otherwise, come up onto the knees, take the hips back towards the heels, and slowly from there, find your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And take a nice deep cleansing breath in through the nose. And exhale, sigh out. Inhale, come high up on the tippy toes. Slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands. Feet are hip width distance apart. Take an inhale as you lift halfway. Exhale, folds. Inhale, root to rise. Take the arms all the way out and up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center, Tadasana. Moving into our last and final round. Take an inhale, soft bend in the knees as you draw the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale as we swan dive and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, pressing down on the palms. Step or lightly jump the feet back to find plank. Mind your back. And from here, option to drop the knees down just as we did with knees, chest, chin. Otherwise, if you wish to invite a challenge today, moving into our full chaturanga, shifting the weight forwards, shoulders in front of wrists, hug elbows in and slowly lower the body down. On an exhale, hover the body over the mat, tucking the feet under, and inhale as you find your upward facing dog. Open up through the chest and take those hips and thighs off the mat. Exhale, tucking toes under, lift the hips up, plug the heels, finding downward facing dog. And take a nice deep cleansing breath. Sigh it out, let it go. Feels so good. Inhale, come high up on the tippy toes, wave the body forward, find plank pose, shoulders in line with wrists, draw that navel in. Drop the knees down and flatten through the feet. Walk the hands back slightly. And from here, we're going to step that right foot in between our two hands, right all the way up to the top of your mat. Taking the hands either side of that right foot. You may need to heel toe that foot up slightly so that when you lunge into that right knee, your knee should be in line with the ankle. So a nice deep lunge here, feeling a nice deep stretch on the right hips. And when you're ready, coming up onto the fingertips, really draw navel in. Chest is not collapsing on that thigh, nice and strong. Inhale as you draw the arms forward, coming all the way up. Finding our low lunge here. So making sure those fingertips are reaching up towards the sky, find length. As you exhale, sinking the hips down and forward here in your low lunge. On an exhale, we're going to sweep the hands back. Pressing down onto the mat as you start to lift the hips up and back, coming onto that right heel and extend that right leg, finding your half monkey or half split pose. So toes are facing the sky and slowly start to melt the torso over that right thigh, drawing forehead towards the knee. Inhale as you flatten down onto that right foot, finding your low lunge, draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands back and extend that right leg, finding half monkey pose. Take the hands to the mat. Otherwise, you can draw the arms back. If you have the balance and you feel confident to do so, then go for it. Inhale, draw the arms forward and all the way up, low lunge. As you exhale, sweep the hands back, come onto that right heel and extend that right leg, draw the torso down. Let's go for one more, flatten down onto that right foot, inhale. As you exhale, sweep the hands back, come onto the heel and press that right hip back. Inhale, come all the way up, find high lunge or your low lunge again once more. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down and frame that right foot. Pressing down into that left palm, we're going to take that right hand inside right foot. Fingertips just graze against the top of your mat. Inhale, as you draw a line all the way up to the sky with that right hand, finding your runner's twist. Option to tuck left toes under and come off that left knee if you wish, otherwise just keeping the knee relaxed on the floor. And with that right hand, I want you to start to reach all the way back behind you and really open up through the chest and shoulders here. Shoulders are stacked and always reaching all the way back, at the same time lunging deeply into that right knee. Exhale as you slowly frame that right foot. You may need to heel to the foot in slightly. Tuck left toes under and come off that left knee. Step right foot back and find your plank pose, Palakasana. Soft bend in the elbow. From here, taking your vinyasa, either full chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Flatten through the feet and slowly lower the body down. Inhale, find cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, tucking toes under, finding downward facing dog. Paddle it out. And breathe. Good job. Exhale, let it go. Finding a still down dog here. Inhale as you come high up on the tippy toes, wave forward, find plank. Draw the navel in. Nice slanted board shape. Drop the knees down, flatten through the feet. Walk the hands back slightly. And from here, take a nice big step in between the two hands with that left foot. Option to take the hand around the ankle to help yourself up. So really just making sure that when you lunge deeply into that left knee, that your knee is in line with the ankle here. Good job. Coming up onto the fingertips. Moving with intention and integrity, draw those arms all the way up overhead, finding your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So not only do you feel this nice deep stretch in the left hip, but also in that front right hip. So making sure that you send that right leg all the way back to feel that beautiful stretch in that front area. Draw the arms up overhead. As you exhale, extending that left leg, come onto that left heel, take the hands to the mat. Again, option to draw the palms back and making sure you're sending the energy into that left hip. Send it back. Square the hips off to really feel that lovely stretch and start to fold the torso down towards that left thigh. Flatten down into that left foot. Draw the arms up and forward. Low lunge. As you exhale, sweep them back as you send the hips up and back. Finding your low half monkey. There we go. Inhale, draw the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands back, come onto that left heel. Drop the forehead down. Let's go for one more. Inhale, draw the arms up. Keep the hips nice and square to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, draw the hands back. Slowly coming into this. Inhale, draw the arms up. And from here, cartwheeling the hands, frame that left foot. Grounding into that right hand, take left hand inside left foot. Option to tuck those right toes under and come off that right knee, otherwise we're here. Inhale as you draw left arm all the way up towards the sky, finding your runner's twist. Shoulders are stacked, and with that left hand, reach all the way back. Really opening up through the sternum and shoulder area here. Beautiful to relieve that tension, especially working from home all day can really cause a lot of tightness and pressure in that area. Exhale, relax the hands either side of that left foot, heel to the foot in slightly, tucking right toes under, come off that right knee, step left foot back, find plank pose. From here, choosing your own vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Hug elbows in, and as you exhale, lower. Inhale, find cobra pose or upward facing dog, your choice. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Paddle it out and breathe. Good job. On your next inhale, come high up on the tippy toes and slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands. Feet are hip width distance apart. Taking inhale as you lift halfway. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, draw the arms out, coming all the way up for upward salute. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center in Tadasana. Relaxing the hands either side of the hips. And from here, we're going to take a nice step back, nice wide stance with that left foot. So stepping all the way back with that left foot, back heel is off the mat, both toes face the front. Drawing the arms either side of the hips, take an inhale as you start to bring those arms all the way up overhead. So bending and lunging into that right knee in line with the ankle, and spiraling those pinky fingers towards one another. Draw the navel in, tuck tailbone in. This is your high lunge pose. On an exhale, we're going to pivot on that back foot so that your left foot is parallel to the back of your mat and both arms open, shoulder level. Palms face down, and we're really working that right knee back. So really nice, deep inner thigh stretch here. Take the shoulders away from the ears, nice strong arms, tuck tailbone in, so really neutralizing the pelvis here. And we're trying to make our body really narrow. So imagine as if you're in between two panes of glass here. And making sure your gaze is over that right middle finger. Flipping the palms, taking an inhale as you draw arms overhead, extending that front leg and draw palms together. Take the gaze with you as you exhale, moving into warrior two. So this is our flying warrior pose. Inhale, draw the palms up. Exhale, warrior two. Let's go for one more. Inhale. And exhale. Hold it here. From here, I want you to take a hold of your block. You can bend down and reach for it. And you're going to, or your hard back book, whatever you have. If you don't have one, don't worry. You can still access the pose. This just may help to ease yourself into it. So with that block, I want you to take it about 6 inches to the right in front of that right foot. So just in front of the mat there, like so. So you can choose the setting. If you're more flexible, you may need to lower it or even just like so. I'm going to keep it up nice and high, so beginner level. And when you're ready from warrior two, we're just going to start to shift the weight into that front leg. So this is a nice balancing pose here, lovely hip opener also, our half moon pose. Slowly starting to draw that back leg up towards the front, bending into that front knee, and start to reach with that right hand for that block. Take left hand to left hip, and you may want to walk it up slightly. Bending into that right knee, and slowly start to take that left foot off the mat. If just testing the balance here as you lift it off and down. And then when you feel confident and comfortable, you can slowly start to draw that left leg back as you extend that standing leg. Option to keep a soft bend in the knee if you wish. And really start to kick that left leg back, opening the hips. Option to keep left hand on left hip. Or if you wish, you can start to extend that left arm up towards the sky. Pointing that left foot, good job. Breathing here nice and deeply. And if you wish to really test the balance, you can take your gaze toward that left hand. I'm not going to try that today, but if you wish, please do so. Well done. Slowly bending into that right knee. Take left hand to left hip and slowly lower that left foot down. Opening the arms out, find warrior two. And when you're ready, on an exhale, wimble the hands, frame that right foot. Turn the left toes to face the front of the mat. Step right foot back, find plank. Option here to take your chosen vinyasa. Exhale as you chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, find cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Paddle it out. And take a nice deep cleansing breath. Well done. Moving into the opposite side. Inhale, come high up on the tippy toes. Slowly walk the feet up to meet the hands. Feet are hip width distance apart. Take an inhale as you lift halfway. Lift the chest, loop the shoulders back. Exhale as you fold, chest comes to thighs. Inhale, root to rise, take the arms out, coming all the way up. Take the palms together to touch. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Tadasana. Just taking a moment here, becoming aware of your breath, your heartbeat, noticing any shift in energy levels, in mood, whatever it is you may notice now in this moment, just taking that in. Relaxing the hands either side of the hips. I'm just going to face the other side so you guys can see me when I move into the opposite side. Taking your block, and this time take it to the left hand side, just in front of the mat, to the left, about 6 inches, and choosing your own setting there. When you're ready, take a nice wide stance, stepping back with that right foot this time, back heel is off the mat, both toes face the front, preparing for our high lunge. Inhale as you draw arms all the way up and overhead, spiraling pinky fingers together. Find length through the fingertips and also start to really sink those hips down, lowering down those hips, feeling a beautiful stretch here. On your exhale, you're going to pivot on that back foot. Open the arms out shoulder level, finding warrior two, Virabhadrasana on the left hand side. So making sure the back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Your gaze is over that left middle finger and your knee is in line with right ankle, working that left knee back. Good job. Flipping both palms, extend that left leg and draw the palms together, fly the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, hold it here. Taking right hand to right hip, slowly shifting the weight into that front leg. And when you're ready, start to reach for that block in front of you, or hard back block, whatever it is. And slowly, keeping a nice bend in that left leg, test the balance as you take right toes off the mat and lower. And when you're ready, slowly begin to extend that right leg back. And eventually extending that left leg. Option to keep a soft bend in that knee if you wish. Opening the hips out to the right. Option to keep hand on the right hip, or if you wish, you can extend that arm up. Half moon pose, good job. Option to take that left hand to the floor if you wish, or if you have the capacity, the space to do so, you can take that left hand up towards the chest in our poet's pose. I really want to test that balance. Slowly taking that right hand to right hip once more, bending into that left knee and slowly lower that right foot down. Finding our warrior two pose once more, opening the arms out shoulder level. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to wiggle those hands, framing that left foot. Turn right toes to face the front of your mat, step left foot back. Choosing your own vinyasa here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, find cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Take a nice deep inhale. Come high up on the tippy toes. And as you exhale, sink the heels back. Inhale, come high up on the tippy toes. Draw that right leg back, find three-legged dog. Exhale, drawing knee towards chin, and we're going to round the spine as we draw knee to chin. When you're ready, dropping foot and chin and knee parallel to the front of your mat. And we're going to walk that leg back, the left leg. Sink the hips down, finding our pigeon pose here, the lovely one for the hips. And what you want to do is to make sure that you're working that right knee back so that someday your knee and foot are in one line. When you're ready, walk the hands all the way back towards the body, lift the chest. As you exhale, we're going to fold the torso and come down onto the forearms here as you rest your head on the forearms. So making sure you have nice even weight in the hips here. So allowing that left hip to come forward, press down in towards the mat. Option to extend the arms and melt the chest down as you relax the forehead down. So just taking nice, deep, even breaths here. If this pose is completely inaccessible to you, don't worry, you can come onto your back just for a variation, a modification of this. Still targeting the same area, same stretch. We're going to take that right ankle over left knee, thread the arms underneath that left thigh, and on an exhale, you're going to draw the knee in towards the chest. So pressing that left knee back with left elbow, so feeling that in the right hip flexor. So choosing whichever option is more comfortable and more accessible for you. So if it's pigeon, go for it. If not, ride the needle. So from pigeon, if you're here, inhale as you lift the gaze and slowly begin to walk the hands back towards the body. Tucking left toes under and draw that right foot back. We'll take the hips up high, plug the heels, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, come high up on the tippy toes and start to float that left leg back, three-legged dog. Bending that left knee, exhale around the spine, draw knee to chin and slowly lower foot, shin and knee parallel to the front of your mat. Work that right leg back, work that left knee back and slowly start to walk the hands back towards the body. Lift through the chest, relax the shoulders down and really start to sink those hips down. When you're ready, fold the torso forward and relax the forehead onto those forearms. And again, making sure you even weight in those hips, pressing into that right hip. So you should really feel this in your left outer hip flexor. Option to extend the arms as you mount the forehead down. Breathe in here nice and deeply. On your next inhale, if you're in eye of the needle or pigeon, slowly lifting the gaze and walking the hands back up towards the body, pressing down on the palms, and just slowly coming down on that left hip as we take both legs out in front and extend both legs, coming onto the front edge of the sit bones, finding our seated forward fold before we come to a lying position as we finish and seal our class. Inhale as you draw the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale as we hinge forward from the hips and full torso over thighs. So taking the hands around shins, ankles, or the soles of the feet. Inhale, find length, create space in the body. And as you exhale, move into that space. Fold the torso and forehead down. Taking one more deep breath here. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly sliding the hands back towards the hips, stacking the vertebrae up one at a time. Crown of the head up last. Shoulder roll here. Press down into the palms. Scooch the bum forward, come down onto the soles of the feet. Reach forward with both hands, and as you exhale, tuck tailbone in towards pubic bone. Draw the navel in, and slowly begin to lower the body down one vertebrae at a time. Walking the heels back towards the glutes. Take the soles of the feet to the sky, finding our happy baby pose. Bending the knees and taking the legs out nice and wide, threading the arms inside the legs. Take hands around shins, ankles, or the soles of the feet if that feels good for you. Tailbone hangs heavy and start to really draw those knees towards your armpits. Gently rocking from side to side if you wish. This can feel like a bit of a goofy one, so don't be afraid to smile or laugh in this one. And if you want to add movement or a nice deep stretch, you can take 2 peace fingers around your big toes. And as you bend the left knee, you can extend right leg. And as you bend right leg, extend left, swap it over. Making any adjustments or movements that you need to right now before moving into Shavasana, our dead body pose, lying in stillness. When you're ready, slowly releasing the hands, drawing both knees together, wrap the arms around the knees and give yourself a nice big hug and squeeze. And when you're ready, relax the head, release the arms, extend the legs as you find your Shavasana pose. Option to put on something warm if you wish. Taking the feet out nice and wide so that they're wider than the hips, toes are turned out. Palms face the sky and your arms are in a soft V shape. And just feel your whole body melt into the floor now as you relax and soften all the muscles in the face, the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, the hands. Relax the neck. Relax the chest. Relax the belly. Relax the spine, upper, middle, lower back. Relax the hips. Relax the pelvis. Relax the thighs. Relax the knees. Relax and soften the muscles in the calves, the shins, the ankles. Relax the soles of the feet. Relax the toes. Releasing any stale or unwanted energy right now from the body and the mind. Coming back each time to the breath as you notice the mind wander. Support the attention back to that grounding force, your most powerful tool, your breath. Lying here in stillness, finding a lovely sense of calm, comfort, and relaxation. Surrendering now to this stillness. And if you have the time to stay here, I recommend you do so. Between 10 to 15 minutes can be so beneficial. Otherwise, if you wish to join me as I invite movement into the fingers and the toes, slowly coming back to the room, coming back to the body, taking a gentle stretch overhead if that feels good for you. And with eyes closed, coming over onto your right side into the fetal position. And gently, when you're ready, making your way up to a seated cross-legged position, just as we began our practice today. Taking both hands together in prayer, palms to chest, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Just allowing yourself this moment now to let everything settle. Noticing this new attitude of attentiveness within. Dropping chin to chest, showing gratitude to yourself for showing up on the mat today. I'd like to extend my gratitude to all of you for joining us virtually for our class. I hope you enjoyed this flow. I hope you feel a shift in your energy, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you everyone, and namaste.